Good afternoon, everyone. It is with great pleasure that we welcome you to the valedictory ceremony of this international workshop on interdisciplinary approach to climate change education. Over the past sessions, we have explored the intersection of law, governance, and climate action, gaining invaluable insights from experts across continents. Today, as we come together to mark the conclusion of this enriching journey, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the dignitaries, faculty, and participants who have contributed to making this workshop a resounding success. I'm Gauri, and this is my co-host Abraham, and we will be your MCs for the afternoon. Without further ado, let's begin.
To commence the ceremony, we have the pleasure of inviting Dr. Ria Roy Mohammed, coordinator at the Indo-Dutch Research Center, to deliver the welcome address.
Good evening to one and all present here. It is my great privilege to welcome you all to the valedictory function of the certificate course and the international workshop on interdisciplinary approach to climate change education. A warm welcome to our Honorable Justice Sham Kumar VM, Dr. Bindu M. Nambiar, Dr. Adrian Bednar, and esteemed faculty members, especially to Professor Dr. Diana, distinguished panelists, colleagues, and students. Over the 2 days, particularly, we have witnessed an extensive discussion, thought-provoking paper presentation, and deliberations about how best can we look at climate change through the interdisciplinary approach as well as an integrated approach. Apart from the workshop, we also had the 3 weeks extensive understanding about different approaches to take up when we consider climate law. The all encompass, we got the idea that law does not operate in silos and it is necessary that we work together with other disciplines. Climate change being one of the pressing challenges of global need at this particular point, it is more important that lawyers, as we are, take up the lead and move forward towards it. Over the course of our discussion, we saw multiple dimensions, particularly on governance, market, climate conscious lawyering, and more focus on how best legal education can be utilized and used for a better future. Let this leave us with an example and motivation to plan our activities ahead accordingly. I take this opportunity to particularly acknowledge and welcome some of the strong backbones whose work behind this venture, particularly Dr. Bindu M. Nambiar, the dear principal of Government Law College, Ernakulam, who has worked relentlessly behind this collaboration. And I would especially like to welcome her to deliver the presidential address. A special welcome to our Justice Sham Kumar sir, who couldn't join us physically, but has shared his video recording and wishes to us. A special invite and welcome to Dr. Adrian Berner. Again, I would say, one of the prime factors who's facilitated the entire interaction and who's always shown his positive energy with any kind of initiatives we've taken for his special address that he's going to deliver today. And also a special acknowledgement and welcome to Professor Dr. Diana, the faculty coordinator, who's worked behind the entire collaboration, and special note to our student coordinators and welcome to Nikita and Aparna and the entire team who's worked behind this. And also a warm welcome to our panelists, paper presenters, and participants who's joined us physically as well as online, who's contributed greatly to the success of this event. As we conclude the workshop, let us carry the spirit of collaboration and interdisciplinary engagement forward. And we hope this is just a starting point and a platform for so many other breeding activities together. With this, I would like to warmly welcome you all to the valedictory function and look forward to an insightful address. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ria, for the warm and thoughtful welcome.
Next, we have the honor of hearing from Dr. Bindu M. Nampia, Principal of Government Law College, Ernakulam, who will deliver the presidential address.
Hello. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yes, ma'am, we
Thank
can
you.
hear you.
Thank you. Honorable Justice Shyam Kumar, respected Dr. Adrian Bednar, Dr. Ria Roy Maman, Ms. Abarna, other dignitaries, esteemed guests, distinguished scholars, participants, teachers, and my dear student, a very warm good evening to one and all, and heartfelt welcome to this valedictory ceremony of the International Workshop on Interdisciplinary Approach to Climate Change Education. It is both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today as we bring this remarkable event to a close. Over the past 2 days, we have engaged in deep discussions, shared valuable insights, and forged meaningful collaborations that will contribute significantly to the global discourse on climate change education. Climate change is no longer a distant threat, it is an urgent reality that demands immediate and effective action. As educators, researchers, policymakers, and practitioners, we bear the collective responsibility of equipping present and future generations with the knowledge and tools to mitigate and adapt to climate change. The Indo Dutch Research Center on Climate Change Law, Research and Education has provided a crucial platform for fostering international cooperation and interdisciplinary dialogue, ensuring that we approach this challenge with a holistic and well rounded perspective. During this workshop, we have explored the intersections of law, science, policy, and education in addressing climate change. Our discussions have underscored the importance of integrating climate education into curricula, promoting legal frameworks that support sustainability, and encouraging grassroots movement to drive meaningful change. The rich exchange of ideas and experience have reinforced our belief that interdisciplinary approaches are essential in crafting sustainable solutions. I extend my sincere gratitude to all the distinguished speakers, resource persons, and panelists who have shared their expertise and provided invaluable guidance. Your contributions have been instrumental in making this workshop a great success. A special thanks to the coordinators and volunteers of Indo-Dutch Research Center for the meticulous planning and seamless executions of this event. Dr. Diana and Dr. Ria have worked very hard behind the screens to make this event a grand success. Congratulations to both of you and all the volunteers. To all the participants, your enthusiasm, commitment, and active engagement have been truly inspiring. You are the torchbearers of change, and I urge you to take forward the knowledge and collaborations from this workshop into your respective fields. Let us continue to build a world where climate education is not just a subject of discussion, but a catalyst for action. As we conclude this workshop, let us remember that our journey does not end here. This is only the beginning of a long-term collaboration and a shared commitment to addressing one of the greatest challenges of our time. Let us remain united in our mission, steadfast in our efforts, and hopeful in our vision for a sustainable and resilient future. Once again, thank you all for being part of this journey. Wishing you success in all your future endeavors, and may we continue to work together towards a greener and more sustainable world, which we can give to our next generation, our future generation. Thank you, Jai Hind.
Thank you, Dr. Bindu, for your inspiring words and your unwavering support throughout this event.
So the highlight of today's ceremony is in fact the valedictory address to be delivered by Honorable Mr. Justice Shyam Kumar VM, Judge, High Court of Kerala. Since he couldn't join us in person, he has sent a video that showcases his valedictory address. It will be played in a moment.
I'm glad to note that my alma mater, the Government Law College Ernakulam, is conducting an international workshop on interdisciplinary approach to climate change education. Climate change is a reality with which we have to live. I note that it is of great importance for the students to have an interdisciplinary understanding of climate change and its impact on human civilization. I had occasion to teach maritime law to students and law of the sea, and I had come across situations where many of the island states and also many areas of our continent might be affected by climate change and would be submerged under the seas in not far future. Many a times, without an interdisciplinary understanding of the consequences of climate change, it becomes practically impossible for us to tackle the real issues when we are confronted with it. I hope that this international workshop will progressively and positively benefit the students and will also substantially contribute to the area and also help us, especially those like me in the judiciary, so as to deal with such aspects when they come up before us as litigations. Thank you.
Even in his absence, we'd like to extend our gratitude to Honorable Mr. Justice Shyam Kumar VM for the valedictory address.
We are privileged to have Dr. Adrian Wagner, professor at Leiden University, Netherlands, with us today to deliver the special address. Dr. Wagner is a renowned academician in law and governance, with research spanning environmental law, legal pluralism, and access to justice. His work has been instrumental in shaping policy discussions and fostering international academic collaborations. He brings a wealth of knowledge on how interdisciplinary approaches can strengthen legal education and climate governance worldwide. Professor Bachner, we are eager to hear your insights.
Thank you very much. I'm very honored to be speaking here. I'm also a bit intimidated because I can never match what Dr. Bindu said, which I thought was very much to the point and also moving in a way. But I'll try to add my perspectives to some of the things that have been discussed during the workshop and about the workshop itself. So the first thing, I'm incredibly happy that there are initiatives like this, as climate change is something that affects us all, whether we live in the Netherlands, in India, in Indonesia, or in Peru. It is a reality, and it is something, it's a slow crisis coming onto us. And because of its slowness, people tend to forget that you need to do something about it. And therefore, all these initiatives are of incredible importance. The other thing which I think is great about this workshop is that it's this international collaboration. I've myself always been focused on Indonesia, but by Ria's presence at the Van Vollenhoven Institute and her establishing the Indo-Dutch Center of Climate Change Law, she actually brought a new region into our scope, into our perspective, and I'm very happy for that. And I also think that fostering the collaboration between countries like India and Indonesia would be most helpful, and that the Netherlands, where I'm based, is a very small country in Europe, can also draw benefits from. So whatever I can contribute to that, I'm happy to do. We should also be grateful for the opportunity that modern technique offers us in the form of a webinar, where in the past we would have to travel far to be able to connect. I think that is still something really important, and we still need to do that. But this webinar has demonstrated once again to me how valuable the possibility is to have a hybrid or a digital seminar or a series of lectures and discussions hosted in this manner. For myself, I want to say that I really learned from the sessions I took part in, and I even met some people who are based in the Netherlands, whom I never would have met otherwise. So this is also one of the great strengths of Ria Memon, who is managing to bring together people, also even within my own institute, who are now taking climate law more as a focus, and who are getting more interested in taking initiatives within university, and also connecting people within Leiden University who work on this issue and who now collaborate. Being able and being allowed to do that together with Indian partners is a privilege and something I'm very grateful for. I should also say that the lectures were about very different topics, very different things, brought in very different perspectives. But what I understood of it, as I couldn't participate in most of them, but I heard from others that despite the variety of perspectives and topics that were addressed, there was a clear common denominator, and that in fact the whole course spoke to one another. Of course, it's up to the participants to consider this and to say whether this was actually the case. But I think we've come a long way into getting something like an integrated course, and I think it will be a major stepping stone for future endeavors in this respect. So I'm very happy with that. I also, well, the most important thing I want to say is I want to thank Ria for her incredible energy and all the effort she's put into getting this together. Also on the Dutch side, always in a very nice way, managing to get people to work with her and making everybody feel happy after they've delivered the lecture for which they perhaps had to prepare specifically, and for which they didn't have much time given the all the work we have to do in university. But everybody actually enjoys being part of this and think that it's something which is really important. As I said, I learned myself. I learned about projects in this field which I hadn't heard about. It convinced me again of the importance of engaging with this topic, also from the perspective of the institute I'm the head of, where we have been saying for a long time that we want to have more focus on climate change and environmental issues, but where Ria is now basically offering very important support for developing that part of the institute research and stimulating people at this side to engage in this. Going back to the topic, the problems of dealing with an interdisciplinary subject like this are evident, but I think the perspective taken that you aim at lawyers in the first place, so you try to familiarize lawyers with different perspectives, with different ideas, or law students. Is incredibly important and is quite effective. And it's I know myself, having taught interdisciplinary studies for a long time, that it's not easy to do this, but there were so many ways of actually getting law students to engage in a meaningful way with other disciplinary perspectives on climate change, which is something we have to do, because otherwise law as the main regulatory instrument to address climate change issues will just fall short of its objectives. So it is really, really important. I myself am better equipped to teach these subjects now, having had several discussions, and we will continue those discussions. And I'm very much looking forward to the next activities of the center, and I will be very happy to support them and to contribute them. And I want to say how grateful I am for the collaboration with the Indo-Dutch Center, but in particular also with Indian law schools like the government law school. That is a privilege once again, and I'm looking forward to doing together more. And I want to congratulate all the participants of the course on having completed it, and for the insightful remarks they've made and the questions they've asked. So thank you very much once again, and I am happy to hand the floor back to the presenters. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wagner, for your invaluable perspectives and bridging global knowledge with local action. As we near the conclusion of this ceremony, it's time to formally express our gratitude. I invite Ms. Aparna, Joint Student Coordinator of the Indo-Dutch Research Center, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries, esteemed guests, and dear friends, as we come to close of the International Workshop on Interdisciplinary Approach to Climate Change and Education, it is my privilege to extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who have made this workshop a success. This workshop has been a remarkable platform for dialogue, bringing together experts, academics, and students to explore the multifaceted challenges of climate change. Over the past 2 days, we have engaged in thought-provoking discussions, gained new perspectives, and deepened our understanding of the legal, scientific, and policy dimensions of climate change education. It has been an enriching journey, and we hope the knowledge shared here will inspire meaningful action. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere thanks to Justice Shyam Kumar VM, Honorable Judge of the High Court of Kerala, for his insightful valedictory address. Though he could not join us in person, we are truly grateful for his valuable message and thoughtful words, which have added great depth to our discussion. A special note of appreciation to Dr. Bindu M. Nambiar, Principal of Government Law College Ernakulam, for her constant support and encouragement, which has been instrumental in making this event possible. My deepest gratitude to Dr. Adrian Werner, Professor at Leiden University, for sharing his valuable insights and adding a global perspective to our discussions. A very special and heartfelt vote of thanks goes to Dr. Ria Roy Maman, our project coordinator, who has been the true backbone of this workshop and certificate course. Her dedication, meticulous planning, and relentless efforts have been the driving force behind the success of this initiative. Dr. Ria's commitment and leadership ensured that every aspect of the program was thoughtfully designed and effectively executed. I would like to take a moment to personally acknowledge two individuals whose contributions have been truly exceptional. To Diana Ma'am, our faculty coordinator, whose unwavering commitment and dedication have been nothing short of inspiring. Having witnessed her efforts firsthand, I can confidently say that her level of dedication is rare and truly commendable. Her guidance has been a driving force behind the success of this workshop. Likewise, our student coordinator Nikita has shown remarkable perseverance and dedication. Through her tireless efforts, she has ensured the seamless execution of this workshop. Her commitment serves as a true example for students like me, demonstrating what passion and perseverance can achieve. To all our speakers, faculty members, participants, technical team and other fellow organizers, thank you for your time, enthusiasm and contributions. This workshop was not just an event, but a meaningful step toward strengthening climate change education, and each one of you played a role in making that happen. As we conclude this workshop, let's not see this as the end, but rather as the beginning of a shared commitment. Climate change is not just a subject of discussion, it is a call to action, and each one of us has a role to play. So with that, I extend my deepest gratitude to each of you for being a part of this journey. May this be the start of many collaborations and meaningful efforts towards a sustainable future. Thank you and wishing you all the very best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aparna, for your thoughtful words of appreciation. As we draw the curtains on this remarkable event, we leave with new knowledge, lasting connections, and renewed sense of purpose. The discussions held, the ideas exchanged, and the collaborations forged during this workshop will surely inspire impactful change. A heartfelt thank you to all the speakers, participants, organizers, and institutions that made this possible. Let's carry the spirit of interdisciplinary learning forward and continue working towards a sustainable future. On behalf of Gabri and myself, we wish you a pleasant evening. Thank you.